What's up, MX fam, and welcome back to the MX Update channel. The Ironman National was a day that delivered on its name. It was a physical and mental battle for every single rider on the track. But for a few of the sport's biggest stars, it was a day of monumental highs, devastating lows, and lingering questions that will undoubtedly affect the rest of the championship. Today, we're giving you the ultimate breakdown. We'll go behind the scenes with Redbull KTM team manager Ian Harrison on the bizarre brake failure that cost Chase Sexton an overall win. We'll listen to the raw, honest words of a physically struggling Eli Tomac after a surprise podium. And we'll revisit the championship-altering penalty that was handed down to Jett Lawrence. This is the full story of Ironman, and it's a chapter you won't want to miss. If you want to understand the wild highs and crushing lows of this sport, just look at the Redbull KTM team's day at Ironman. For team manager Ian Harrison, it was a tale of two motos. In the first 450 race, we saw the absolute best of Chase Sexton. After getting a decent start, he put on a clinic. Ian Harrison described it as an incredible first moto that was nice to watch as a fan, just amazing, and he managed to ride a very calculated race to take the win. He was aggressive, precise, and completely in control. His victory wasn't just a win, it was an emphatic statement that he was the man to beat. Heading into Moto 2, the momentum was all his. He was the clear favorite to stand on the top step of the podium, but motocross is a cruel and unforgiving mistress. In a dramatic and now widely debated moment, Sexton had a wild crash over a jump. As spectators, we saw him go down, but the aftermath was even more confusing. He couldn't get going, and it appeared his front brake was locked on. Thanks to the exclusive interview with Vital MX's Lewis Phillips and the team's post-race press release, we now have a much clearer picture of what happened. Ian Harrison said it plainly. Afterwards, I could see that he couldn't get going as the front brake was jammed on. The team's theory is that the brake packed full of mud and debris during the crash, which was the after effect of the fall. Harrison admitted they are still unclear of exactly what happened leading up to the crash itself, but the technical issue was a devastating race-ending consequence. It wasn't a rider error, it was a mechanical failure in the most brutal of circumstances. This is a situation the KTM team is now focused on solving, as Harrison stated. If that's the case, we need to come up with a solution on how to prevent this in the future. It's a sobering reminder that in this sport, sometimes you just get unlucky. But the drama at Ironman wasn't just limited to Chase Sexton's second moto. The first race was a chaotic masterclass in overcoming adversity for nearly every rider at the front. Eli Tomac got the day started with a bang, snatching his first hole shot of the season on his Yamaha. It was a huge moment for him and a testament to his lightning-fast reflexes. But Tomac's race was a hard-fought battle, as he candidly revealed in his post-race interview. He said, "I'm surprised I'm on the podium. I've been having a rough day. Physically, I'm not well at the moment. This is a huge story." To be feeling physically unwell and still fight for a podium finish on one of the most physically demanding tracks of the year shows the kind of grit that defines Tomac's career. He was honest, saying, "I'm just glad I was able to hold on there in the end and keep fighting. It was a bit of a rough one for us, but I'll take the podium." Meanwhile, Hunter Lawrence put immense pressure on Tomac, taking the lead for a brief period before Sexton fought his way to the front for the win. But the biggest storyline, which had massive championship implications, happened just a split second after the gate fell. Jett Lawrence dropped back into the field early. We now know that was due to a rule violation at the start. Jett jumped the gate, which resulted in a devastating one-lap penalty. Despite being out of contention for the overall, Jett put on an incredible charge through the field, showcasing his raw speed and talent to finish third on the track, only to be officially scored in 17th. This penalty, which we have covered in depth, dropped his points lead by a full 14 points, making the championship a much tighter race with his brother Hunter than it was just a few days ago. So what does all this mean for the rest of the season? Ironman was a race that had a bit of everything. A race-ending mechanical failure for a championship contender, a heroic podium for a physically struggling veteran, and a championship-altering penalty for the points leader. The stakes are now higher than ever. With Sexton's technical failure and Jett's penalty, the championship is now a much tighter affair. The battle between the Lawrence brothers is back on, and riders like Tomac, despite his physical challenges, are proving they are not to be counted out. The teams are now scrambling to find solutions to issues like brake failures and looking ahead to the remaining rounds with a renewed sense of urgency. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the MX Update channel for more in-depth analysis, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.